October 10th, 1937. The United States was pulling itself out of a decade-long depression. It was then that Leon and Dora Rose of the Parkside section of Camden, New Jersey, announced the birth of their one and only child, Zev. Leon Rose, the father, was a prominent attorney and in many ways a Renaissance man. He would capture life on 16mm film that showed just how much the baby Zev was loved. These films turned out to be a gift young Zev would treasure for life. Tragically, Leon Rose Sr. would die of a heart attack at the age of 40, leaving 3-year-old Zev without a father Zev would only come to know through moving pictures.
I got to know my father. I got to know him through these movies, through what people told me. And for someone who lost a parent at the age of 2, I was not, thank God I had the history that you asked why he did it. What he did was he gave his son a thorough and broad knowledge of what he was, who he was. And it's beautiful. It's really something special.
Dora, a young mother, would have to raise Zev as a single parent. Thankfully, she had help. Zev's Aunt Yetta became what Zev would later describe as a second mother. There was also the family housekeeper, Elizabeth Wilson Tiller, who would be there for Zev most days, all day long.
I was very fortunate. I had good people around me that helped me, kept me straight.
With help at home secured, Mother Dora did what she needed to do, support young Zev. She went to work for a man named Charles Wolverton, who would go on to serve New Jersey's 1st Congressional District for more than 30 years. Dora's eyes would be opened, enabling her to break new ground, eventually going well beyond the role traditionally reserved for women. Community and charitable causes became her causes. Indeed, she would become the first ever woman to chair Israel Bonds in the Camden area. In time, Dora Rose became one of the most well-known, respected, and beloved people in her community and throughout all of Camden County. All the while, a young Zev Rose was watching, coming of age, in a home his mother ensured would be observant. Thanks to the influence of her late husband, Leon, Judaism would still be top of mind for Dora and her son. His mother's work ethic and strong community involvement would be a strong influence on Zev. And nowhere was this influence on greater display than at Camden High School, where Zev would be one of the school's most popular students. However, Zev's life would change forever, thanks to someone from the other side of Admiral Wilson Boulevard.
I went to this party because my friend, those days, we still had, you had to go in the service. So he was going in the service and they were having a party for him. And Carol was there. She was a young kid. She was 2 years younger than me, 2.5 years younger than me. And she was there. And I don't know, that night we talked. And she lived on the same street where the party was. So I walked her home after the party. I guess I fell in love with her that night.
On the night of June 21st, 1959, Zev and Carol would tie the knot at Bethel Synagogue, and later at the Walt Whitman Hotel in Camden. They would honeymoon at the old Nevele Resort in the Catskills. 2 years into marriage, Zev would honor the father he barely knew when he himself became a father. Leon Rose Jr. would greet the world in 1961. 3 years later, Leon would be joined by his brother Adam. As they grew, Zev would devote his attention, indeed his life, to his boys.
When I was a kid, we used to go down the shore, and I must have been, 4, 5, 6 years old, and he would work all week. And on Fridays when he was coming down, that was like, I remember the excitement, of when he was coming down for the weekend and being able to hang with him.
No matter the activity, Zev would find a way to put aside a successful law practice to spend quality time with his little men.
I don't think my father ever missed a game. So those are the things that I remember. He came to all our basketball games, #1 supporter. All the parents loved him. Back then he was Zev. Later on, he became Poppy.
The beach would also become a backdrop for hours, days, weeks at a time. The smell of salt air, the fine warm sand, the rolling waves of the ocean. Making memories in Margate. Like his father, Zev was an attorney, highly regarded in real estate law. Few could ever match his expertise in the areas of acquisition, financing, development, management, and the sale of properties such as shopping centers, apartment complexes, office buildings, and residential projects. This was all up and down the eastern seaboard. Zev and his wife Carol also devoted much of their time to tzedakah, charity. Organizations too numerous to mention. Jewish causes, and those that supported education, children, and seniors. Their involvement was immense. Sadly, after a long, tough fight, Carol would succumb to cancer. Zev's beautiful marriage would have to continue in spirit.
I never thought she was going to die. Not that it wasn't difficult, not that she wasn't going through hell. She was. But no, it was tough.
I learned a lot from my dad during that time. The way he was there for her was, I remember thinking to myself, man, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that.
Zev loves his family as much as any man can. Being with his children and grandchildren is his favorite activity, though a close second, perhaps, his favorite cigar. The Jewish words are naches and kfel. Simply, a man who couldn't be prouder of what he and Carol set into motion a long time ago.
To this day, I believe that it's very important to contribute to your community and to your close community and your broader community.
Zev knows true riches can't be viewed in a bank account, but rather life's bank account. When it comes to a legacy, one indeed is a wealthy man, if he can point to the love one feels for his family and they for him.
I love him. Everybody else does, and I really believe I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have him as my dad.
Zev is someone that you want in your life. His values and his morals are something that you just want instilled in every person that you keep around your circle. He's very particular about everything he does, and it keeps all of us organized.
He's very warm and caring, and everyone loves him. Like, no one has a bad thing to say about him.
He's just a very giving person. And I think that maybe the life lesson is that my dad used to always tell us that giving up, he was the exact same way, just like giving to the community, giving to neighbors, and just giving to their friends and families. I think that's, really good life lessons to have.
He's everybody's favorite. All my friends tell me, oh my God, I love Zev. He's just that warm personality.
Ever since I was little, he went to all my basketball games. All my friends growing up with, they all know who he is, so they always give him the biggest hug when they see him.
When Papi says something, he means it, and he really cares about all of us, and all of us being good people as well.
Always there for you. That's the major thing, no matter how far, how long it has been, like, he's always there.
No matter what was going on, there's always time for the family. There's always time for whatever needed to be addressed. He would go back and finish the job, but he always was there.
It is this love that sustains the Roses today and will continue to do so for generations to come. This is the legacy of Zev Rose, the little boy who lost his father when he was only 3 years old, now the patriarch of his own beautiful family.